And to understand what is layering, we need to understand also what is not layering. Not all the photos with multiple subjects or elements qualify as layered. True layering involves intentional spatial separation and compositional harmony. What I mean with that? When we start with photography, maybe we can tend, I would make a complex composition, but if there is not a sense inside the frame, it's just a busy composition with a lot of confusion inside, with a lot of informations, but it is not working, because everything that should be included inside the frame should have a sense in order to communicate what we want to communicate to the viewer. Take in mind that photography is always a matter of a dialogue, a communication with a potential audience. So we are communicating through our photography choices, and that means that I can't think to go out on the street and taking photos of a busy street without everything that is happening. Because we can go out in downtown of your city, and there is not something that justifies really a photograph, and I say that is not an evidence of a photograph. To make a photograph with a sense, we need to have a justification, a reason why we are photographing, in order to show that. And in order to show that, we need to make a composition, we need to frame, no? And that happens when we have a visual culture advanced. When we start, I recommend to start with simple subjects, maybe a background and just a subject. Then we will make something more ambitious. That is why I consider this masterclass something that you can add to your already existing skills as a street photographer. Maybe it can be considered an advanced masterclass, but I would propose that after the first masterclass that is still available on my official website for anyone to see. Misconception: simply having people or objects scattered in the frame without depth or relation doesn't create layers. The subjects and the objects inside the frame should be in a certain connection that sometimes is not related at all, in the sense that sometimes can be a gesture, a posture, or something that there is a particular order that works fine for that situation. A common mistake is flat composition, where all elements are on the same plane, overlapping subjects that create confusion or clutter without a visual order. There is a particular photographic order that we need to propose inside the frame. The effect results in chaotic or shallow images lacking narrative depth or visual flow. In this image, for example, we can see that there is a narrative depth and also a content, because the content is the religious component inside this frame, with the man with his head looking with the look inside under, and there are the three that occurs, they are three usually used in cemeteries, so it is a particular photo connected with this content of the religion and maybe life and death, no? So it needs every aspect divided in thanks to the composition and what the photographer is able to see in a certain scene, and we arrange through the frame, through the composition, through the observation, the previous observation, we will understand how to solve the composition. Examples: a busy street scene where all subjects are in the background, or a frame filled with people but no clear separation in depth fails to achieve effective layering. It's not just about chaotic scene, but there is it can be there can be chaos in a scene, but not just because it's chaotic we need to photograph. We need to see and recognizing these layers if the image works and there is a content inside, we take the photo, no? Layering involves instinctive composition, because sometimes we think that layering is about waiting in a place and making several shots. That is fine, it's completely fine. Henri Cartier-Bresson was one of those making that, but also he recognized the decisive moment in order to shoot. But the instinctive composition, sometimes I can make a photo recognizing the layers just passing by. I don't need to wait a lot. That is interesting to consider also. It is not just about waiting. It is not about, because many people consider that there are two kinds of photographers, the fisher and the hunter, and where the hunter goes to a place in order to find and provoke also a moment that there is not really with his presence, but and the fisher is the one waiting in a certain place, like Henri Cartier-Bresson made a lot of times in his photography. But I consider that I don't consider myself not a fisher, not a hunter. Sometimes I am hunter, sometimes I am fisher. So to combine the two nature of photography style can improve even more our approach on the street. So I don't think that I am a fisher or a hunter. Foreground, middle ground, background working in harmony. So I have here an example of that. I photographed instantaneously, and that is the scene. There are a lot of people. Some things are connected, sometimes no. That is a scene where I wanted to show the foreground. Foreground many times can be out of focus. The middle ground, where there is all these people, and the movement offered by the men going toward the church, is making the photo, in my opinion, a good photo, because we can see the sense of depth in this image, and also we are documenting something of the market very close to the church. Remember, position, our position, the presence, our presence, and the point of view is very important for the layering. And removing distractions in order to make clear what is the content in the image is sometimes is not possible, like in this case, to remove everything, but I think that it works fine. There are things that are maybe going overlapping subjects in this image, but it works. I have to recognize also when it works and when it's not.